kick right in front of the goal, and it's in.
Second, cuts to his corner, take the shot, he scores!
At midfield, number 9, Elliot Heron. At forward, number 5, Gwyneth McGuff. On defense, number 12, Mete Seda. And midfield defense, number 22, Catherine Slaymaker. And on defense, number 21, Elizabeth Stenson. Head coach is Caroline Kelly, and assistant coach, Jeannie Kirk. And now for your defending WPIAL champion, Peter Township Indians. On left defense, junior number 5, Emma Devine. On right defense, sophomore number 8, Reagan Brown. At center midfield, junior and captain number 10, Cassidy King. At left forward, senior number 11, Mia Pugliano. On stopper on defense, sophomore number 16, Annabelle Rose. At center forward, senior and captain number 24, Nika Trax. On right forward, junior number 25, Gia Grau. At sweeper on defense, junior number 28, Adriana Costanza. And right midfield, senior and captain number 33, Adriana Kako. At left midfield, junior number 34, Myla Sroka. And goalkeeper, junior number 44, Sarah Rubikin. The Indians' head coach is Melanie Kako, and assistant head coach, Kelly Neenan.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Peters Township versus Winchester Thurston. It is Thursday, September 5th, 7:30. We are just getting ready to start the competition here. Lineup getting 1 goal. So we should look for some hopeful improvements tonight from either a penalty corner goal or goals in general. And we're off. This will be Peters Township's second game of the season with Melanie Kako as their first head coach, her first position as head coach. She was assistant last year, so we should look for some of her influences and progress made, succeeding Amy Cassiola from last year, winning Whippeals. So what we want to look for early on in a game is the ability to take advantage of the sidelines and really to stretch the field for all yards possible for each team to accurately play the advantage. It's coming to be a 25-yard hit in. Or, excuse me, no, it's a free hit on the broken circle. And we're looking for some bigger players up as forwards at the goal. Nice deflection by the goalie, a bit high, but they let it play out. We'll see how they use it to Peter's advantage. Let's look for an open option here from 5. Emma Devine, a junior defensive player. Hers again. Let's see how she takes it. Winchester Thurston setting up a nice block, not leaving a lot of options. Cassidy King, our captain, is a midfielder, had a nice play there. And Winchester Thurston seems to be putting up a good fight, staying low, 6 down, not allowing too much to pass. Let's see if they can keep up this throughout the entire game. Captain now playing, taking it up the sideline. Where are her options? Looking up, advantage to Winchester Thurston. Where are her options? They have a nice block up, break through, get open. Peter's ball, playing into the circle. Let's see what they do with it here. Winchester Thurston will win that foul. Coming out, 16-yard hit. Let's see how Peters sets up their defense. Nice strong hit up the center. Running back. It's important when you're on a run diagonally into the backfield that you run towards the center of the field to cover that ground first, because the cage is in the center, so the player will always have to cross midline to get across to the goal, whether it's a cross pass or traveling with it herself. So we really looked for those defenders to cross down on the inside of the attackers, which they did. Looks like it'll be a 25-yard hit in. Let's see what our players do with it this time. Good option to the right, taking it down. Let's get to the corner and look for a transfer across into cage. Defense is there. Senior has it. Good turn, good look. Coming out from defense. Nice save, goalie. Again, Peters in. And goal. Tapped in by number...
Goal for the Indians.
25, Gia Grew.
Goal scored by number 25, Gia Grau.
Well, Peters starting off this game pretty well with their first goal by number 25, showing an excellent appearance this game. Let's see where they take it from here. This will be now the second time that Winchester Thurston is in the Peters defensive zone. Sarah Rubican with a great save off to the right side, coming out. Penalty corner coming in. This will be the first penalty corner of the game, awarded to Winchester Thurston.
Corner for Winchester Thurston.
Here we go. Direct shot. Peters recovers. Winchester. Goalie down. And it's cleared by Peters. Coming out by senior Adri Kako. Taking it up the sideline. Looking for a pass open. Off to senior Veronica Stratz. Again up the right side. Who's up at the cage in the corner? There we go. We have someone on the post. Stuffed by a Winchester Thurston player, causing a penalty corner. Peters first of the game.
Corner for the Indians.
And direct shot from junior Cassidy King. A deflection up high, and that should be awarded goal.
Goal for the Indians.
Now, typically on a first shot from a penalty corner, the ball must hit below the backboard. Well, Cassidy's shot was below the backboard, and fortunately for the goalie, the deflection ended up going up higher into the net, and that would count as a deflection, not a shot on cage. Therefore, no dangerous play is deemed. Goal is awarded. Peters does seem to have some nice synergy going on the field. I think that what we're missing is just a few finesse touches to execute passes to each other to connect for bigger, longer plays. It's very important in the circle to be mindful of each other's spaces on your own team. Thankfully that we got an advantage here with the penalty corner, but as you could see, some of our Peters girls are running into each other. It's very important to spread out in that circle due to the fact that there's an increased number in there trying to get the ball out, trying to get the ball in. Nice attempt by Veronica Stratz for a reverse flick. Although I think that it would have been more beneficial to get your feet around. Sometimes you just don't have the time.
Goal for the Indians.
And there she goes. Veronica Stratz's first goal of the game.
Indians goal scored by number 24.
Making the score 3-0 Peters Township. So this seems to be an appropriate time for a timeout. 3 goals scored within 10 minutes of the game starting. As a retired coach myself, I would look at this as an advantage for Peters Township to kind of break down some of the smaller steps that we are breaking down on and really try to build those up. Like I had said before, those small kind of missed passes that create bigger passes within the 25-yard area when there's a lot of cluster and chaos around. Those can really make bigger plays leading up towards goals. For Winchester Thurston, I would be looking at how we can spread the field out a little bit more and control our bodies a bit more. There seem to be a lot of fouls in their circle, so I would definitely be talking more of a defensive angle with Winchester Thurston's team. All right, let's see if each team has made any adjustments with the remaining 19 minutes in this first half. Let's see how Peters sets up this defense. We have one defender on. Ball gets through, down the line. Get your feet around. It's really important to have your backside to the sideline on a play like that, or even so your back to the goal to know your positioning in your zones in order to clear the ball properly. Unfortunately, I don't think that was the case for this past one when the ball went out of bounds, but nevertheless, adjustments can be made. Peters Township has a nice wall set up. I think I would have positioned them a little bit more to the left-hand side of that to cover more towards the goal to force to the end line. You always want to position yourself to give the opponent what looks to be an option, but it's your best option to kind of take advantage of the situation and recover the ball more so than them making a play on you. Goal, Winchester Thurston. A lot of breakdown with that play. A lot of girls went in with their sticks down and committed without actually being patient and waiting to see where the ball was. I think a lot of heads were down as well. Just the first goal of Winchester Thurston for the game. Plenty of time to make up for those errors. Working the ball around the corner, 3 defenders on, shot, rebound by the goalie, foot. The ref let it go. There was an advantage to be played by Peters. And it's coming out. That was an excellent press by Peters Township, causing a turnover. Excellent job by senior Veronica Stratz, forcing the foul in the corner. The shot was not there. She had no shot. 2 Winchester Thurston players were on her, and she was patient, controlled, and calculated and forced the foul within the circle. That is a very advanced, mature decision by a senior field hockey player on the Peters Township team. Excellent defense by Winchester Thurston. Let's see if Peters can recover and get another advantage within the 25. Cassidy King still taking an advantage, beating Winchester Thurston girls, crossing it in. Who's ready for it? Bouncy ball, couple whiffs, 16 coming out. Excellent defense. Let's see if Peters can still make this play work. Out of bounds. Emma Devine forcing it out. Let's get the rest of the defense back to set up a press, take advantage of the situation. It's important for defenders to recognize when they are being beaten, they're in a recovery run. You don't want to cause what is called a breakdown play foul, but you do want to do your very best to slow down the attack so that your other defenders have a chance to recover. And it is a lot easier to run without the ball. So when you see, someone putting in their 100% best effort to slow down an attacked player, you should see the other girls on the team in the defensive side putting in 10 times more effort to recover even faster, to be a supportive player and an option for their teammate. Good call by the referee. Looks like it's a long hit coming in, out of bounds. Peters coming into the circle, looking for options, crowded by Winchester Thurston players, and a penalty corner was called. Again, that patience and control that Cassidy was able to exhibit, waiting to force the foul on Winchester Thurston. She had no shot on goal. She waited till the forced foul could happen, and now we have an opportunity for a shot on cage. First shot on goal has to be below 18 inches, and that unfortunately was not below 18 inches. Senior Veronica Stratz a bit high. I think she popped her head up there and lifted her head up, which caused her to tilt her stick angle up, resulting in a high crossbar shot. Emma Devine taking the sideline hit in with absolutely no options. Winchester Thurston was completely crowded around. What I would look for in a situation like this would be for an aerial, a cross field, or a back pass. She had a back pass to the 16. Moving forward isn't always actually moving forward. It can be backwards and across to actually get the ball moved up in the right direction. Winchester Thurston seems to be subbing in some of their players with a relatively full bench. Peters Township, I don't know that has substituted anyone. If they have, I have not seen it yet. That's kind of coach preference. You know, again, we have some nice synergy going on in the field. It's as much as coaches want to get girls in and play and experience and everything, sometimes the chemistry that's happening on the field needs to be played out and needs to be followed through so girls can learn to work together and to see things through, to know bad, good results of things. So moving forward in other games, they can kind of anticipate, you know, each other's next moves, and that's how great teams are built. An advantage to Winchester Thurston, again, now moving down towards Peters Township 25. The game has been about 80-20. Nice pass up the sideline. Again, really working the sidelines to spread out the field as much as possible. Looking for open players hanging out in the circle and or middle for cross passes. Emma Devine recovering. A better play would have been to get her feet around, pull the ball back, and look for her teammate, number 16, Amabella Rose, as an option to pull back defensively and then cross over and switch the field. Sometimes that's important because of the chaos going on one side. It's also important, too, because Emma is on the left side of the field, which would be her left side of the stick, which would be a non-dominant side. So if she pulled back, crossed Amabella, and did a transfer over, that would get the ball on the right side of the field, which is the dominant side of a field hockey player, to a play also putting it on Winchester Thurston's non-dominant side. So coming in. Now I think that was a bit of an unnecessary long shot. I think that there's no rush for this. We are up. There's 7 minutes left in the first half. I think that was an opportunity missed to really pull back and try to make a play on the circle and really spread out Winchester Thurston's defense and see what kind of offensive players that we have up in the circle this year. Foot coming out. Winchester Thurston caught a break. There was a backwards shot on goal. Again, I am a little biased. I never was a fan of the reverse. I would sooner you get your feet around or cause a foul than take a lazy shot like that on cage.
Corner for the Indians.
So we've done a couple direct shots on these corners. Only one, I believe, has resulted in a goal. I think this would be an opportunity to see, what's just in Peters Township's repertoire of corner plays. Again, straight out. Oh, back to the inserter. Reverse flick. Again. And defensive hit it out. So it should be a long hit coming in for Peters. So Peters Township's press is a little off right now. I think that the high player should be flat. Another term would be square. And then off the shoulder, the right shoulder of the player. This really narrows down the view of the attacker, in this case Winchester Thurston, to see actual options open for a pass. So in this case, the player's taking it on the 30. A Peters Township player should be on the 30. See the wide open cross transfer that the Winchester Thurston has. Pass it right through defense, but she had an option to transfer and again get it on the other side of the field where there's less congestion and more ability to play an advantage down the field and or play to other players. You also have to be mindful with some of the referees, how they call the game objectively and subjectively. Sometimes they allow things to be played out to see where the advantage is. And one of the biggest advantages and greatest assets to the field hockey game itself is the fact that this is a very flowing game. Other than fouls and goal scoring, it's continuous play. Unlike lacrosse where you have to stop and so forth. Field hockey is a very fluid game, and sometimes referees like to see the girls play things out. So not every disadvantage or foul is called. Sometimes intentionally and sometimes unintentionally. Danger always will be, though, in my opinion, as a retired coach and current ref. .16 coming out for Winchester Thurston. As I'd mentioned before, Peters press not that set up. Let's see how they take advantage of this free hit that went to nobody. Up the sideline, up the sideline. Penalty corner forced by senior Veronica Stratz. It is notoriously difficult for high school field hockey games. If you go more towards the East Coast where field hockey has been played for countless of years, penalty corners can be somewhat an advantage, and as they are classified as an advantage play, oftentimes in high school play they don't result being so, only due to the fact that there are such novice players that it often results in confusion and congestion and not so much as a skillful, logical approach to a goal. Goal scored right before the buzzer by senior Veronica Stratz, number 25, and that's halftime. 24. As we get into this second half here at Peters Township High School against Winchester Thurston field hockey. It is a pretty cool night. I think the nighttime temperatures are dropping, letting us all know that fall is on its way. Presses a little close together. Again, like I had said, if you looked back at that, you need to cut off that passing option. Again, we are still a little bit of a novice team in this high school level and especially in our area. However, girls do go on and they do play at D3 to Division I levels, and it is important to recognize the zones and the lanes on the field to be able to cut off and use on the field to your best advantage. That was coming from behind. That was the right call for Winchester Thurston and by the referee. Let's see how they play this advantage out. Cross pass, shot on goal, deflected by the goalie. That's an opportunity there. Yes, we just got a penalty corner, but that would be an opportunity by the player to really move the goalie. She got the pass. She had plenty of time as a one-on-one situation. When you get into the higher levels, you really want to see them use their footwork and use their stick to kind of make the goalie move out of the way. Very nicely done. Worked back from the insider all the way up top. Cross pass to senior Adri Kako and then across into Veronica. Just couldn't tap it in, just a little bit far off. Her positioning was just a bit wide. Working around in the circle, dangerous, coming out, which again is the right call. that was a perfect opportunity to take the ball out, control it, look across pass, look at our deep defender, Costanza back there, who is a junior now, so a seasoned defender, to go ahead and transfer the ball all the way around again. Cassidy King, junior. Let's see how this moving up. Shot and goal a bit wide. Now she did just beat a couple players, so it was a bit of a hastened shot. However, that does take skill to work the ball up close to 50 yards there and still beat those defenders. So the important thing now is that we look for that player to be able to recover and get back right into the play and not cause her team to pick up her slack because of that run that she just made. So that was a bit high, but it went off the stick and it went into a dangerous zone that wasn't near anybody. So again, like I had mentioned before, refs like to see the fluidity of the game, and although that was dangerous, it wasn't directly dangerous, so they allowed the play to continue. Passing that right into congestion, not the smartest. Yes, we got the advantage, but we really want to work the field, take that ball out and work it around. Again, a hastened shot there. We are up in this game, 5-1, with 23 minutes left in the second half. We really want to look for this time to work on our skill and work on our playmaking abilities. There's no need really to get the score up any further or anything like that. We want to play good, solid defense and connect in our passes and, again, continue the chemistry that we have. Good clear by defense, but right back into congestion. Both teams are creating some patterns here that can be identified, and with film review and working on things in practice can be addressed and made progress to resolve. Breakaway, tip in, deflection by goalie. Nice play. We had the good pass and a forward in the right position. I think if she just would have been a little bit more aggressive and gone to the ball rather than wait till the ball got to her, I think that she would have might had a better chance in defeating the goalie. Pass in the circle, take a look up to a defender. Good clear by Winchester Thurston wide. Let's recover, save it. penalty corner for Peters Township. We're getting up close to the double digits here in penalty corner calls. Again, we are up in this second half, so you really want to look for trying things out with the team. This is a non-section game, so it's really an opportunity here to see what works for the team and what we can improve on. Let's see how the Peters defense takes it up the line. Winchester Thurston, good turnover for them. Staying on. Corner for Winchester Thurston. Had a couple more this game. Direct shot. Peters is there, clearing out to the side. Nice job. She has help and recover to finish clearing. That's really important on a corner as well, that yes, we have defensive players back, but ultimately it is an advantage for the attacking team. So although it's not the case in this area for the high school teams, it collegiate and professional levels, 3 out of 4 times you can expect a goal to be scored on a corner play. But what's really important is the recovery on the 50-yard line. It should be a straight beeline back to recover. Now you can have a cherry picker occasionally every now and then, up high, again in those professional collegiate levels when you can really do an aerial and really cover some ground with a hard hit and everything like that. But at the high school level, all hands need to be back to assist with clearing the ball to prevent any further advantage or disadvantages for either team. One of my favorite sayings as a coach, and just looking at it from a referee standpoint, is when in doubt, pull right. And again, that's said because we play on our right-hand sides with our stick, and if you pull right, you're going to be on the defense's weak side. So therefore, it's really important that when you flip that stick and you pull over, you really sell it with your hips and your feet too, because yes, a lot of girls at this level will be watching your feet and hips and not so much the ball like they should. And it's really a simple tactic, but a very effective one nonetheless. I see Coach Mel is now doing some subbing. I think this is an appropriate time. I think that some of the energy has decreased since the start of the game with her starting lineup, and it's good recognition of that to put some fresh legs out there to kind of rejuvenate some of the people that will be staying on for minute or two longer. It really is a delicate balance between, overextending and exerting your first starting lineup or, your top dogs and recognizing when they need a break. It can be challenging at times, and, girls don't often say, when they need a break or if they want to continue on. And so coach really has to be mindful and insightful to recognize those needs of her players. Excellent flick on goal, bit high to the corner. She did have a post player there. Unfortunately, she was set down low and not too high up in order to deflect that properly into the cage. But we were awarded a corner, so let's see what they do on this play.
Goal scored by number 25, Gia Grau.
25, Gia Grau. With 13 minutes left, the score is now 6-1 Peters Township. Senior number 24, Veronica Schatz, getting a little overzealous with a shot on cage, again hitting the crossbar. She has 2 this evening, so I think she's out for number 3, the hat trick. And I know she received one on Tuesday's game as well. Feisty senior. Forced the foul. Very good. Penalty corner for Peters. If you break down a penalty corner, all it is a pass and another pass. So breaking down any part of the penalty corner is pass and receive and pass and receive. And yes, you take a shot. However, that first pass needs to be accurate, hard, and into the stick in order to go from there to have a controlled reception and shot on cage. just wide. It looked about a foot wide. Yes, this senior is after her hat trick. You can tell. She did not have another passing option necessarily. However, again, in this case, you don't necessarily need one. We're also, I'm not quite sure what the coach's mindset is here, but, breaking down the play and really opening up the circle to see what we are capable of. And there she is, number 3, number 24, Veronica Schratz. If I stand corrected, my stat sheet shows that she is in her career high of around 70 goals. Now, I know there's 13 games this season, and if she has around 70, she needs to average about 2 or so goals a game in order to break the 100 goal record for 4 years at Peters Township High School. I would think that as the new coach, Melanie Kalko would have this information and would, try to support her players, but also keeping in mind that this is a team sport, so providing enough support that she would feel that she could achieve this goal of 100, but not stifling any other girls on the team as well is pretty important. Eight minutes left in the second half. Score is 7-1. This is the time when we really like to see our skills and our abilities being played, pretty consistently to the end of the time frame here. Some substitutions have been made, yes, but a large part of being a part of the team is to be able to pick up, where things may have been lacking or where adjustments need to be made to carry the strengths and weaknesses of the team. Shot from far out and foot within the circle, causing a penalty corner. I do believe that was the right call. I do think it was a bit hasteful on Peter's side, but again, this is what a non-section, we're ahead by 6 points game will kind of do, identify areas like that where there's no need for that wide shot from far out. We can control the ball, look up, look for a pass, work it around, and actually make a play. This penalty corner for Winchester Thurston. Excellent job by Peters' defense, trying to clear it out. Winchester Thurston being adamant, staying within that circle. Penalty corner again awarded to Winchester Thurston. I believe there was a foot involved. Penalty corner, straight out, taking time to control, and a bit wide, also high. Strong Peters defense trying to clear this Winchester Thurston corner. Well done. Taking it up the sideline. Again, so important to clear to the sides. Another important thing is going to the ball. If you're receiving a pass, unless it's into direct open space where your teammate can run onto it, you need to be able to fight for that ball and go back to it and really challenge the defender to win control over that ball to make a play. With 3 minutes left in this game, as Peters Township head coach, I would really be looking for just control and maintenance at this point. Not necessarily stalling, but definitely working on areas to spread the field and just control and look at each girl's ability to work under, pressure of the clock being counted down, as well as, defenders on. Some of these girls might be freshmen out here for the first time on varsity, and it's important that they get accustomed to that type of pressure and are acclimated well enough that if there was ever an injury of a more seasoned player, that they would be able to go in and perform at a level that would be sufficient to support the rest of the team. Looks like it'll be a 25-yard hit coming in. Let's see how Peters' defense sets this up. Looks pretty spread out right now. You're seeing a lot of white in the 25 end. Winchester Thurston is obviously hanging back, playing a more defensive, protective type of playing style, which in their case, I don't blame them. lot of white on that press right there. Not too effective, but nevertheless, presence is there. You can always tweak positioning later on. The fact that they were present is what's important. Great recovery runs by all defenders. Again, running in that diagonal line towards the center of the field is important. A corner has been called, and it was an intentional... That's the game. No corner will be played out. This is a non-section game. They will play out the corner. It is a non-section game, but PIAA rules and the NFSH rulebook does not require non-section games to play out corners past the time zone. If this crosses 5 yards out of the circle, that will be time. There we go. And Peters Township won 7-1, September 5th, Thursday, their second game of the season.